السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Let's try to come here inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. طيب, so بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Where did we get to? So we spoke about Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira and the description, right? Allah described him in like almost 9 descriptions in a very and expose his evil in every way or sense. And we said one of the things we said is that you need to understand that this is a challenge between the da'wah and the elites in a society, the super rich, the super powerful. And imagine basically Bilal bin Rabah and other Sahaba reciting this in the middle of Mecca. Like you're literally you get in trouble real quick. Subhanallah. But this is Islam. Yani, as you can see, the surah that we just read, which is the second surah, is it focused on spirituality, or is it focusing on literally political activism? Which one? Which one? Huh? No, who thinks maybe like we have, let's see like the percentages. Who thinks until now at least it's focused on spirituality? Nobody, come on, at least one person, and you just fake it, you know? And who thinks basically it's really speaking about political activism? Okay. This is what it is. There is a person who opposed the da'wah. He was one of the leaders of society. Allah went in, like literally. Subhanallah. طيب, so let's continue. I'll start from this verse 14. أن كان ذا مال وبنين إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين سنسمه على الخرطوم. So أن كان ذا مال وبنين basically يعني repeating what we just said, that he had lots of money, lots of wealth, and lots of children. And in the Arab Jahili society, Jahiliyyah is pre-Islamic times. Jahiliyyah comes from Jahl. Yeah, we say Jahil means ignorant. Jahiliyyah, time of ignorance. So what is Jahiliyyah? Did we define it last time? What is, if somebody asks you what is Jahiliyyah from an Islamic perspective, what is it? That's an example of Jahiliyyah. Good. Follow the desire. Okay. No, I mean even Muslims could basically follow the dunya more, but okay, not bad. Yes. Say one. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Heedlessness from the truth, not bad. Anybody from this side? Jahiliyyah means basically when the human being rules with man-made laws. That's what it is. Any man-made laws. Could be tribalism, like in Quraysh. Could be communism. Could be capitalism. Could be any way of life. Any way of life that is made by the human. Because where is it going to come from? Like ideas, where are they going to come from? An intellectual being. So either a limited one like the human, or an eternal, unlimited one like Allah. So that's really it. There's only two sources for systems of life: either man-made ones or divinely inspired ones or revealed ones. Okay? So this is the difference. Because see, humans need to live in a society, so we need to set rules to create law and order. If the ones making the rules are humans, we call this jahiliyyah. You know, capitalism today with all the civilization is as jahili as Quraysh. Now Quraysh didn't have internet and technology and transistors and quantum computing and AI. Still, this is jahiliyyah. Because jahiliyyah has nothing to do with technology. Jahiliyyah has to do with how you organize society. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see, subhanAllah, in this society, there are lots of upheaval and lots of deviation away from the divine path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, and كان ذا مال وبنين إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا, if the signs and the verses is recited upon him, yeah, so he understands the truth about life. قال أساطير الأولين. These are stories from the past. Because don't forget, the Quran, the scholars say it's 3/3. 3/3. 1/3 is Aqidah and Aqidah related issues. And the main ones are basically the issue of Tawheed, the issue of basically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being the sovereign over humanity and being the creator of the universe. That's one. The issue of the angels, means of communication. The issue of revelation and I don't know what's before the Quran. The issue of nubuwah, prophethood. Right? The issue of al-akhirah, al-yawm al-akhir, the afterlife. And also the issues of al-qada wal-qadar. That Allah, the rizq is qada, Allah fixed it. The ajal, the end of life is qada, Allah fixed it. And so forth. So these are the 6, as you know, these are the 6 pillars of Iman. And these are the foundation of the Aqidah. And that's 1/3. The second third is the ahkam, the fiqh. The fiqh. The rules, the law, basically. And the third is so the Quran has lots of stories. So Al-Walid, to try to put down the Quran, he used this type, even though the Quran is law and Aqidah, he didn't discuss that because he tried to take a cheap shot. Because these are stories of the past. Okay, well, it doesn't really, but the word didn't say stories. Asatir, what is al-ustura? Anybody knows al-ustura? What is asatir? Is the plural of ustura. What is ustura? Not ancient, yeah. It has ancient in it, but not only that. Something like that. Anybody has maybe a different synonymous to that? Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of like those old stories of the past that the traditions passes on from one generation to another. Folk tales, exactly. Folk tales, exactly. Literally folk tales. Yeah, this is what it is. It says these are the folk tales of the early people. You see what I'm saying? So سنسمه على الخرطوم. Again, the khurtum. What is khurtum? Khurtum is the trunk of an elephant. So Allah was targeting his nose here. Like, why? Why did Allah target the nose? The positioning of the nose, how you carry it, yeah, shows your ego and your arrogance. Yeah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to smack his nose. So he says, like, your nose is like a trunk of an elephant. We're gonna put a sign on that trunk of yours. So we give you what you deserve of status on the day of judgment. You see? This is God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala smashing him. And this page, I don't know how he continued to live with this page. Subhanallah. Any questions before we move to the second section? Now we're going to go through a story, okay? إنا بلوناهم كما بلونا أصحاب الجنة إذ أقسموا ليصرمنها مصبحين ولا يستثنون. طيب, what is this? This is a story. I was supposed to just spoke about a story. Here we go. This story. Okay? The first story that we have, I think. Yes, first story? Yeah, it's the first story. This is the first story that we are studying in the Quran. إِنَّا بَلَوْنَاهُمْ كَمَا بَلَوْنَا أَصْحَابَ الْجَنَّةِ. We have tested Quraysh. Yeah? We're testing them just like we have tested أصحاب الجنة. What is it? What does it mean, أصحاب الجنة? What is Jannah? Huh? Well, this is what people think. But it is, and it is also something else. Garden is a nice word, really. Yani. The garden is a nice word. Huh? Not hidden. No. It's like really like, I don't know what you call it today. Like you wouldn't call a farmland. Huh? Orchard is better, maybe. But this is where basically you have lots of agriculture, lots of like basic vegetation. It's like it's an agricultural land that's very fertile. Okay? So, garden, maybe today you'd think basically a small place with some flowers. No, but this is a big land with lots of vegetation. It's a farmland that's grown very nicely. Yeah? So, Ashab al Jannah, as-sahib, ashab is a plural, sahib is a singular. And that means basically the owner of. Okay, the owner of in this case. So the owners of the garden, ashab, the plural, the owners of the garden, or the owners of this ranch or the farmland, whatever it is. So what is their story? What's the story? So once upon a time, yeah, everybody likes that, beginning. Once upon a time, there was this very pious man. Very pious man. He had lots of children. Allah blessed him with lots of children. Gave him, alhamdulillah, a good loss of wealth through this agricultural business he had. You can say he was a farmer. Yeah. When he used to basically, when the season comes, the harvest season comes, he used to invite all the poor people of the city to come in before he harvests everything and tell them, here, take whatever you want. This is your portion. So get your baskets and then grab from the fruits and vegetables what you need and take it home for free. So, who knows basically what's the zakah of the agriculture? Anybody knows? Say again? 20% or 10%, depending on basically if you water the land or you don't water the land. If there is, like, let's say, natural resources to water the land, you do 20%. Anyway, so let's say 20% for now. So this is basically the he used to pay the zakah. He used to pay the zakah and maybe a little bit more. So now this man became sick and died. After his death, now that the children came, the inheritors came about. And they didn't like it. Though the children were a little bit kind of too very self-centered. They're like, man, we work hard the whole year. We farm and we work hard. We grow all this tree. Why do we need to give it to other people? This is our money. It's just, why do we have to give it up? Let these people go and find a job. Very bad, huh? Subhanallah. Same talk. Nothing changed. There's people who speak like this today. So what did they say? إِذْ أَقْسَمُوا, they took an oath together. They're like, look, they got together, and one of the influential brothers like, look, guys, we have to stop this. This is our money. We're not going to give it out. إِذْ أَقْسَمُوا لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا مُصْبِحِينَ. Meaning they're going to go before sunrise, and or maybe just before Fajr, or early, basically, right after Fajr. They're going to come very early, and before the poor people come in, yeah, and they're going to harvest everything. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ. They're not going to leave anything. Because this time they want the whole 100% for themselves. If they worked hard for it, khalas, that's it. The dad, well, now he's gone. Now they're doing the wise thing. Which is very evil, huh? It's not like as if basically, they want to give a little bit. Look at the intent. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ. Like, it's an ayah on its own. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ is just a verse on its own. And they don't leave anything for the poor. I mean, come on. That's pretty evil. Like, just give them a little bit. No. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ. They will never leave anything on the land. So what happens? This is what you need to understand. I want everybody here to very, very focus with me. Imagine now it's at night. Imagine a farmland. Imagine all these trees with lots of apples and pears and grapes and tomatoes and everything. Yeah, full. And it's night. It's night. You only see basically the light of the moon. Yeah. And what happens? And then suddenly, something just basically overcomes the land, and you just see emptiness of fruits and vegetation. It's empty. Here's what happened. فطاف عليها طائف من ربك وهم نائمون فأصبحت كالصريم. فطاف عليها, meaning basically something kind of like as if something flew over it. طوفان, الطافة is to just overcome something. So something overcame. Now it could be, listen, it could be, now Allah didn't tell us. It could be those, what's it called, what do you call them? These animals that eat everything. The locust or whatever it is. Something that came and like just went through it and just ate everything, didn't leave anything. Subhanallah. Like they didn't want to leave anything for the poor, Allah didn't want to leave anything for them. فأصبحت كالصريم. فأصبحت كالصريم, basically after this, there's something that kind of overcame the farmland. It became as if it was fully harvested. Yeah? When وهم نائم, while they're sleeping. See, you plan and Allah plans. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best planner, and His plan always basically is the one that will overcome all plans. فأصبحت كالصريم فتنادوا مصبحين أن اغدوا على حرثكم إن كنتم صارمين. So, Bismillah, what was I? فتنادوا, where did I get you? أصبحت كالصريم فتنادوا مصبحين. فتنادوا مصبحين means basically that at Fajr time they walk each other up. Like, guys, come on! It's as if basically they're waking each other for Fajr. Yo, wake up! Yo, Ali, wake up! Abdullah, wake up! We have to go! Come on, it's Fajr time. We have to go! Quick! They were rushing. They were basically, they're so excited. فتنادوا مصبحين أن اغدوا على حرثكم. Let's go to the الحرث, to the farmland. إن كنتم صارمين. If you guys are really, did we decide we're going to go, and we're going to harvest everything, or what? We're going to do it. If this is a plan, let's go. Come on. So they were enticing each other. They were just moving. أن اغدوا على حرثكم فانطلقوا وهم يتخافتون ألا يدخلنها اليوم عليكم مسكين. Now we know the intent. Now we know the real intent. Yeah. Before it was general. I told you the story. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is spelling it out. So وانطلقوا وهم يتخافتون. Guys, let's just go quick. Nobody can hear us. Let's just drive slow and just get there. So we wake nobody in the city. So they were just like, they were whispering. Okay? Inshallah. If we need help, inshallah, with the babies, let us know, sisters. Inshallah. طيب. ألا يدخلنها. So they were whispering, hey guys, we need to get there very quickly. MashaAllah, his voice, Bismillah, MashaAllah, is more than my microphone. Allah barik fi. Again, we love all babies and children in this masjid, so But if there is rooms there, inshallah, to take care of the baby if he's whiny, inshallah ta'ala. طيب ألا يدخلنا اليوم, so that we don't prevent any miskin, any poor person to the field. This is the plan, okay? طيب, what happens? Let's get into it. وغدوا على حرد قادرين. Now this is beautiful. This ayah, what is it saying? وغدوا على حرد قادرين. Al-hard is like this evil plot. They moved with this evil plot in mind, thinking that they're going to be able to achieve it. وغدوا على حرد قادرين. قادرين من القدرة. القدرة is being the ability. So they thought that they're able, that everything, the plan is good, they're gonna get it done. فلما رأوها قالوا إنا لضالون. The linguistic perfection here is miraculous. The Quran, the miracle. What is the miracle of the Quran? Linguistic perfection. Somebody asks you, how is the Quran miraculous? Just say two words: linguistic perfection. That's it. Okay. Humans cannot imitate perfection. Can you write perfect? No, I can't write perfect. That's why our challenge to the people is like, okay, well, if it's a human product, then write something like it. But you can't because it's perfect. See what I'm saying? So, where did I get to? فَلَمَّا رَأَوْهَا قَالُوا. When they got to the farm, like you're driving, right? You took this highway 3, blah, blah, you get to the, and you got to the place. When they saw the farm, what did they say? Inna ladallun. He's like, yo, we probably took the wrong way. Because maybe it was still a little bit dark, right? They're like, did we take the wrong route? Did we get to a wrong farm? Is this like the neighbor's farm? Like, where are we? They thought they were in a different place. So when they said dallun, it's a word that have two meanings. Yeah? The actual meaning is that they thought they were lost from a place perspective. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the same word of dalal, which is deviating from the truth, in the same manner, because really they did. They already dallu, they already took the wrong way of batil when they made the plan. So as you can see, both meanings are true. And this is again part of the linguistic miracle of the Quran. And then it says بل نحن محرومون. Bel, what is the word bel? Bel, huh? Yeah, so in Arabic it's called حرف الإضراب. حرف إضراب, meaning basically it's an article that, as you said in English, rather means basically it's saying something something's not true, rather than that claim, it is what comes after the article. Bel nahnu mahrumun, meaning basically that us being lost, the claim that we're lost is not true. Indeed, rather, we're actually mahrumun. We are, what is al-mahrum? What does it mean? Do you know? Deprived. We're deprived of the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah took away His blessings. And when Allah takes His blessings, you're deprived. Oh, they recognize. So it took them, like, you don't need to understand. It took them a second. It's like, okay, this is not our land. Like, this is like, there's nothing here. It's like harvested. And then they start saying, oh no, this is the cottage here, and that's a tractor there. No, this is ours. Oh my gosh, what happened? Like, how? And then they realized that there's a divine intervention. A divine intervention. قال أوسطهم ألم أقل لكم لولا تسبحون. Now this verse is beautiful because now again it's using a double meaning for the word أوسط. قال أوسطهم. أوسط الوسط. The word وسط means in the middle in English. The literal meaning, but it has multiple meanings. So the second meaning, al-wasat, means the more righteous person, the better person. When we say basically this student is awsat between his classmates, meaning he's the best. Okay? So and you can understand that basically it's a bunch of brothers. Some of them are less religious. Some of them are a little bit religious, and maybe one of them was the most religious. So that's the one that Allah is speaking about. قال أوسطهم. The best of them, deen-wise, spoke now. Yeah. Now the other meaning of being in the middle, yeah, explains another psychological phenomena. Okay. Um, the person who likes acceptance, the people pleaser, usually when he stands amongst people, he stands in the middle. Yeah, because he wants to please everybody. He needs the comfort of being in the accepted. So he stands in the middle. A second thing that could be also has to do with the middle child, but maybe this one is a little bit far fetched. But anyway, there might be some middle child psychology. There is middle child psychology. Okay, so he's the one who basically what Allah is saying. He's the one who followed through, even though he knew he's the best in the deen. He knew what was happening is wrong. These guys are plotting against the masakin, against the fuqara, the poor people, but he didn't resist. Why didn't he resist? Because of peer pressure. Because of peer pressure. So as you can see, all it's called multi-dimensional meanings of the word come in the game together. So subhanAllah, instead of him saying, no guys, we shouldn't do this, he just went with the flow. Even though he knew the haqq. Now what did he say here? Like, did he ever say anything? Yes, but he got shut down by the older brothers maybe, or the more influential brother. قال ألم أقل لكم, didn't I tell you? I mean, but that wasn't very strong. Didn't tell you because you were with them already. you know. But he felt the most guilt because he knew it was wrong, and he didn't basically resist. He went with the flow. If this is for the younger brothers, sometimes, especially if you're in high school or middle school, everybody's doing something and it's wrong. Don't do it. Sam is fine. I'm not going, guys. You can go alone. You want to go? Go. It's fine. That's your decision, but I'm telling you it's wrong, and I'm not going to participate. Be strong like that. Okay? Some people say, well, I don't want to lose my friends, I don't want to be the guy that gets laughed at. So I'm just going to, I know it's wrong, and I tried to convince them. They didn't listen. So let me just go with the flow. This is what happened. Now, how would you, when you read the English translation, there's no way on earth you can understand all this. You see what I'm saying? This is where the tafsir comes into the game. This is a big lesson for us as a community, minority, in a larger society that's un-Islamic. What are you guys doing there? Huh? Okay. Folding wishes, mashallah. Where's your awsatukum? I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this beautiful lesson for our young generation and us as a minority. Because as a minority, when everybody's saying, oh, let's do this in society, we don't want to look as if we're Muslim here, let's just we can advise them, but let's go with the flow. No. A real believer resists. If you guys are going to go drink, fine. Go drink on your own. I'm not drinking. You have to have that confidence. We have to instill it in our children. Okay? Never ever in your head should you feel, maybe I'm just going to... No. From day one, no compromise. That's it. You can stay alone all your life. It's fine. Okay? That's a tough thing to do. That's the right thing to do. That's the heroic thing to do. It's all from this one ayah. Okay? Most of us fear the image. How do people look at us? I don't care. Okay? We shouldn't care. You do what Allah wants you to do. Okay? طيب. بسم الله. What did he tell him? قال ألم أقل لكم لولا تسبحون. If you glorified Allah, if you feared Allah, if you listened, that I was just telling you, you shouldn't be doing this. It's a sin. It's wrong. We shouldn't have done this. I told you guys. Now we're in trouble. So he felt the most guilty. قالوا سبحان ربنا إنا كنا ظالمين. Now they recognized. So look, they're good kids. They're good kids. They're good kids. And they have some iman and so forth. But subhanAllah, the lust for riches, the lust for money is big. The lust for money makes you do crazy things. The lust for power, the lust of money, it's a desire. They're good kids. Yeah, they still went astray because they wanted more money. You gotta guard yourself. Always check what's happening here. Am I So, Bismillah ar-Rahman, where did we get to? قالوا سبحان ربنا إنا كنا ظالمين. We were oppressors. They said Subhanallah. So when it says Subhana Rabbina, glory be to our Lord, we were ظالمين. We were oppressors. That's so bad. Like we're taking the food away from the masakin, and then now they realize how bad the mistake was. After what? They lost everything. After they lost everything. But that's a problem. Some people will only wake up when they lose the blessing of Allah. Brothers and sisters, my advice is check yourself before you lose. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you, He will make you lose something dear to you so you can wake up. It's better to wake up now without the slap. Some people wake up with an advice. Some people sadly need a slap. Some people, even if you slap them, they will never wake up. But you see what I'm saying? فأقبل بعضهم على بعض يتلاومون. So now they start basically accusing each other. Like, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. You told us. You bragged us here. No, they start like basically quarreling. Like, each one is throwing the guilt at the other person, basically. قالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا طاغين. Another conclusion. When they started discussing and they understood the egregiousness of what they've done, they're like, قالوا يا ويلنا, woe to us. We were destroyed. We were not just ظالمين, we were طاغين. الطاغي is the one who is basically extreme in his oppression. He oppresses and crosses all lines of oppression. So they felt even over here, Allah is showing us through words the emotional state of these people. That bit by bit they felt even more guilty. It's like, oh my gosh, man, we were such a scumbags, bro. Like the realization kind of was internalized even further. عسى ربنا أن يبدلنا خيرا منها إنا إلى ربنا راغبون. So that's basically when the guilt happens, the heart wakes up. This is when the awakening happened. At the beginning, they're like, whoa, okay, we got smacked hard, so they realized they did something wrong. Now they realize the egregiousness of the because what is tawbah? But what's the main condition of tawbah? That's it. Guilty. So as you can see, at the beginning there was some recognition, but there was no emotion. There was mental recognition that we were mistaken, we were ظالمين. Bit by bit, they started recognizing. They felt that they're طاغي. طاغي is a big word, by the way, and it shows the emotional expressiveness of the state of this self guilt. It's like sometimes you go hard on yourself, right? You just don't go hard on yourself. They became hard on themselves because they felt so bad what they've done. قالوا يا ويلنا, we woe to us, we're destroyed, we're doomed. إنا كنا طاغين. فأقبل بعضهم إلى بعض يتلاومون قالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا طاغين. So as you can see, now they reached the state of guilt. And then now they made the istighfar. عسى ربنا أن يبدلنا خيرا منها إنا إلى ربنا راغبون. عسى, meaning basically we ask Allah to replace this garden with a better one. And replace this harvest with a better one. We are raghibun, meaning basically we are indeed sincere in our return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look, every word shows you this emotional change. It's a beautiful surah. This surah is beautiful. Beautiful. In And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now the story ends, now Allah comments. كذلك العذاب ولعذاب الآخرة أكبر لو كانوا يعلمون. Meaning the adhab of the akhirah is like that. You go and build, right? Right? We build careers, we build the skill sets, we build houses, we build families, we build relationships, we build muscles. You die, done. Everything's gone. كذلك العذاب ولعذاب الآخرة أكبر. These guys just lost a harvest. You can make another harvest. It's a small little loss. But when you lose in the akhirah, وَلَعَذَابُ الْآخِرَةِ أَكْبَرُ. The punishment of the hereafter is way greater than this. You can't even compare it. It's so great you can't compare it. May Allah protect us. And that's why the amal as-salih does not go away. Like the garden. The amal al-talih and the dunya, when you build in the dunya, that goes away. But the amal al-salih, like this masjid, inshallah, and everybody who donated to build it, this stays. It stays. طيب, we'll stop here inshallah ta'ala. There's 6 minutes until the adhan. Any questions before we break to... Go ahead, bismillah. Sorry, it's like actually it's 2010, 10-5. So there's two types of lands, yeah. But forget it. Let's just think about one type. Let's talk about a regular type. Let's say Ard al-Kharajiyya. So it's 20% if you are watering it from your own effort. If you water from your own effort, basically, then you pay 10%, half of the zakah, half of the number. If you're watering it from, let's say, water sources like rivers and wells, and from the rain and so forth, you pay the full amount. So there's a tax break if you're spending money to water the land. Anyway, I got too much into the details. Let's just say 1/5. Yes. Okay, and may Allah bless you, I didn't understand that. Well, 2.5% is basically from the liquid wealth. Every type of wealth has a different number. For the cattle, there's a different number. For this, it has a number. The land has a number. The what you find the minerals and the oil and gas and whatever that you find, everything has different numbers. Usually, there's like really few numbers. But the liquid cash, as they say, gold and silver, is 2.5. But the crops is a little bit different. And there's no reason why, but you could understand a little bit why. And because you're using resources already available from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's one. Number, the land, Allah created the land, it's not just pure work. Number two is also that the food should be distributed to the poor. You see what I'm saying? In Islam, you need to understand that the lands, agricultural land, can be given by the government to the farmers for free to cultivate. So when the land is free, you pay a little bit more taxes. You see what I'm saying? So there's many factors that plays in it. That it's a food resource. That the land is basically a public ownership that gets given to a farmer to cultivate. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Is that you got it? Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the food supply, it has feeding the poor is important, basically. Yeah. Anything else? Yes. Jahiliyyah. Uh, There is no such thing. يعني اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم. اليوم, today I have completed your religion. Everything is there. Yeah. Any law related to human relationships and human actions is there. No, but AI laws also need to come from Sharia. Everything. There's no human law that it cannot be extracted from the Sharia. So, engineering is engineering. Understanding the laws of Allah, that see, there's two laws. There's the laws of the physical world and there's the laws of the human society. The laws of the human society are all documented in the Quran and Sunnah. The laws of the universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you the brain power to recognize them. So you start understanding basically the force versus speed versus acceleration and their relationships. That you study the laws of the universe with your own mind to extract the formulas. But for the laws of society, the human doesn't have the capacity to extract them from observation. Therefore, if he relies upon his own mind, he's not going to get the formula right. That's why the formula is in the Quran and the Sunnah. Yeah. Any other questions? I hope you guys like the story. Go ahead. وادخلي جنتي is في جنتي يعني I'm not sure if it makes sense even يعني. وادخلي في عبادي it's not like that. No. في عبادي, this fee here is not, it's not the physical inside, right? No, but it's within the group. You're entering within the group. What do you mean by virtual heaven? No, heaven is physical. But why do you need fee? You don't go inside the. It's not. It's wrong Arabic. No. We don't say ادخل في البيت. ادخل البيت. Enter. ادخل المسجد. ادخل الجنة. ادخل البيت. It's just not. You're using the word fee in the wrong way. Huh? No, في البيت is inside the bait. Yeah. But ادخل, you don't say ادخل في البيت. It's just wrong Arabic. Wrong grammar. No, it has to do with the verb, أخي. Look. Yeah. Okay, listen. Has to do with the معنى الدخول, right? The دخل is to enter. You enter the house, you enter Jannah, you enter the mosque. You don't need fee. Yeah? Fee here is amongst amongst the servants of God. Has nothing to do with the dukhul. Okay? Allah specifying where you're entering. One is entering physical Jannah, and Jannah is Jannah. You don't need to describe it more than that. Fi ibadi is within the group. The word fi here means within. It has nothing to do with the entry. You're thinking that the word fi has to do with the verb enter. You're thinking that enter fi, enter in. No, that's not correct. The word fi ibadi is what you're entering amongst. So enter amongst, the word fi here means amongst my servants. Fi ibadi means within my servants, within. Because fi means inside. within is inside. Within something is inside it. So enter within my, be part of my servants, or be within my servants. You see what I'm saying? So this is more, it's not physical, it is ma'nawi. Ma'nawi means conceptual. Allah is saying, be from my good servants. That's what He's saying. The second, be from my good servants, that's the first one. And enter my Jannah physically is the second meaning. So the articles like fi is always tied to the verb. So each time it's tied to a verb. These articles like fi are tied to the verbs. And each combination has a meaning. You get it? You get it? Why, I feel you're confused. Huh? You got it? Okay. So think of fi being with the ibad, not with the enter. Good question. But let's keep the questions to the surah we studied, Yani. Any other questions? طيب. Allah. Okay. See, you need to understand that the surah, part of it came down a little bit later. You see what I'm saying? So I cannot say this is early on. The story is not necessarily early on. Yeah. I would say this basically could be a few years after. A couple years after, a few years after the beginning. But the beginning of the surah is what came early on. It's like Surah Al-Alaq, the first 5 verses, what came first? Some scholars say the first few verses here came second. And then Muzammil Muddathir. طيب, let's stop here inshallah. I think there is 1 more minute for Maghrib. Maybe somebody can do the adhan. And if you want to renew your wudu or redo it, and we'll pray inshallah Maghrib. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.